Alright, so this is going to be part one of a two-part series where we add storage to our Kubernetes cluster. So in this part, we're going to set up a Samba file server on our Proxmox instance. So here we have our Proxmox instance. And so there's real quick, there's a reason that I want to do it this way. Basically, if we set up our Samba file server on if we set up a Samba file server on Proxmox, we can do this within an LXC container, which then we can mount storage to from Proxmox. Proxmox lets you handle like combine multiple disks into a logical disk, and it can do that across different Proxmox servers. So you can have like a Proxmox cluster, combine all of those disks into one logical disk, and then serve that from one LXC container. Which then the LXC container will use less resources. And you can even do like high availability and other things. So I'm using one server with multiple disks, so I'm using ZFS. If you want to use multiple servers, you'd probably want to use Ceph. If you just want to use one disk, you can just use a ext4 or something like that, just a standard thing. But for me, I'm using ZFS. So let me get started here. So the first thing, we're going to go into our Proxmox server, and I'm actually going to SSH into this. So okay, so now we're SSH into our Proxmox server, and our first step is going to be create a. And actually, before I get started, let me just say. This video is based off of another YouTube video by a creator named Electronicswizardy. He did a really great job. I just wanted to kind of recreate some of the steps that he did here so that I have it for my documentation. And also, he didn't use these helper scripts, which I'm a really big fan of. So I figured it would just be good to kind of redo this essentially. So you want, so the first step here is go into the Proxmox helper scripts and go to turnkey, turnkey LXC appliances, copy this right here, paste it right here. This will allow the creation of LXC turnkey. You want file server here, press space to select that, press tab to go to OK, press enter to select that. Choose the right storage. I want ZFS. Again, press space to select the tab to move, enter to select the OK. And this will take a little bit, but it usually isn't too long, so I'll just keep recording here. Yeah, I guess I'll pause and come back here. Let's see. All right, I don't know. So here is the root login and password for our Proxmox server. You're gonna want to copy that and paste it somewhere. So I'm just gonna paste this over here off screen. Okay. And then this is the IP that you can go to. I'm going to paste that off screen too. So I'm going to exit out of here, and I'm going to SSH into my IP there. Okay, and then you're going to type this password, or just copy and paste it like I'm going to do. And this will ask you for a password for the Samba root account. Second. And this really doesn't matter that much because we're going to change this later, and you'll see. because we won't be using the Samba root account. So for this one, just skip it. This is lets you if you want, you can enter this. This lets you back up your LXC container. It just has a way of doing that. Skip the email. Install this. Should take a little bit. Okay, and if you want, go into advanced menu. You can set some settings here, but you don't need to, so just go ahead and hit reboot. Okay, it'll take a couple seconds here. And then you can SSH back in. We are going to use that same password from before. 7XR8J8KRNK K equals. Okay, and we're back in. And if you want to change the password, use this command and type your new password. I'm just going to use demo. And I'm going to write that down. Okay. And we are done SSHing. Okay, and now we're going to move over here, and what we're going to do is we just created this file server, so we are going to add a disk to it. Add a mount point, serve, kube, store, and you can use any mount point. I just like to keep it in serve. Back it up. I'm going to change this to 1 gig just because I'm not actually using this. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Okay, and then we are going to go into 61, I think it was. Let me make sure that's right. Let me just make sure this is the right one. Yeah, 61 right here. Alright, so now we're in 61. So the first thing we're going to do is create a user because we don't want to use our root user. We don't want to log in as that because if we do, the user could access the whole system theoretically. So create that, add them to the sambashare user group. Hold on. So you want to add them to the sambashare user group here. Okay, save that. Just make sure everything's good here. You don't need to add a password here. You also don't need a home directory. No login allowed. Okay, that's fine. Alright. Save that. Now you're going to create a directory. Okay, so we already mounted a file, so under Tools, File Manager, you're going to the directory that we mounted, which was serve kube store here. Actually go up one here, select right here, click tools, click change permissions, change this to, you can do this however you want. I did 674, I think it was, 60674, so that gives root, that gives owner, so it would give kube, read write execute, sambashare, read write, and then others just read. And yeah, I mean you can change this if you want that differently. Also go in here, change ownership, tools, change ownership, change this to kube, change this to users. Yep. Hit recursive here. Kube users, as you can see, storage has root users. Just pointing that out. Okay, so our next step is going to be going into the Samba share itself. So go to servers here, Samba share, and as you can see, we have these other ones. We don't need these shares, so I'm just going to delete them because I don't want those out there. Delete selected shares. Yep, and then go to convert users. Search for your user, which is going to be kube. Select that. Add user kube. Set the password here. I'm just going to use demo as my password. Yep. Okay, hit this. Not now. Return here. Go into create new file share. Right here. Create new file share. Name the file share. I'm going to say kube. Kube store. 764. Use kube here. Right. Use the group users. Group users, directory to share, select serve kube store, select that. Owner you want as kube. Browsable available. Okay. Create this one. It should be here. You want to go into here. And then security and access control, you want writeable to be yes. Save. And read write all known users there. Restart your Samba share. Okay, now you should be able to see this in here. So if you go 61, that's the IP of my server there. I think these actually need, yeah, hold on a second. These slashes need to be this way. Okay. Yep, and then you can see kube store I have right here. Root, and then demo is the password I made. Oh, it's not root. It was kube. Kube demo. Okay. Of course. Okay, and that is it. So now let me just show you real quick. New folder, test, new file, new text document, hello.txt, and if I have this open, there's nothing in here. And if I See, now that was created, and if I write something to here, it's in here, and then if I go back over here and open this, it's in here. So that directory is being shared, and I can view it in Windows. So let me stop this, and then I'll see you guys in part 2 of this video.